I guess it's my partner anniversary. Thank you. Thank you for all the sweet, kind well wishes on my partner anniversary. I don't really know what that means. Is that anything? Is this anything? Congratulations on the machine. Congratulations on the machine incorporating you into its capitalistic flow. This is the anniversary of your usefulness. This is when it became more than just a number to Twitch. I became a couple different numbers. Hello. Oh, hello. Wow, what a start to this year. What a start to this year. What a life to live in with you and me and everyone else. I'm so sorry, guys. I feel like I was really on yesterday. I feel like yesterday I was doing a great job of being. And now today, no, you know what? Okay, I woke up, barely even felt like a human being. Honestly, it was like, I don't know. How do you live in this way? How do you live in this way? How does one? You know how I do it? Okay, I'm going to describe how one lives in this way. With hot drinks, you have hot drinks. Hello, hot drinks. I live for a good hot drink. I love a hot drink. It does help. So the first thing we're going to do is enjoy the hot drink, which means we envision ourselves being itty bitty, teeny tiny, and we're inside the cup. And we're like floating together in the tea with honey and milk. And so you can envision on a tiny micro scale, like they do in the Magic School Bus, that all of the little tea all the little tea particles and all the little oat milk particles and all the little fucking honey particles are having a little trifecta particle party all over your teeny tiny little body, and we're inside the tea and we're absorbing it because we're like frogs, I guess. Who knows what this is about? I'm just trying to escape reality by jumping into fantasy. Oh. Do you guys ever do that? Do you know what I'm talking about, friends? What I love about, like, oh my god, streaming is that I'm mostly just sitting down, which means I have to find outfits that look good when I'm sitting down. But the difficulty is that some outfits look great when I'm standing up, and I'm mostly getting ready standing up because I'm not in a wheelchair, so I'm like mostly standing up, getting ready, and then I sit down and I'm like, look at all your rolls, like look at and then this really highlights the like fat little belly I got going on, and the fact that my torso is kind of short. Whenever I do yoga videos, the yoga video practitioner is like often like, and you're going to extend your hands, and then in these yoga videos, without fail, consistently, these women are like, you're going to extend your hands, and their arms go all the way out, and then the backs of their hands are on their knees. But when I do that, I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh, it's because you have this like little itty bitty short torso. And these big ass arms. It's okay. I think that's one of the hardest things about doing yoga videos. I think it's one of the most, it's one of the reasons why people don't practice yoga in their living rooms at home the most. It's because you're watching this video and you're like, why doesn't it look like that when I do it? Why is it not like that for me? And I'm even watching videos of like beautiful thin white women do this yoga, and I'm like, wait, why doesn't it look exactly like me? And it's discouraging even for me, who does look exactly like the video. I understand why it'd be especially discouraging for people who don't even look like the video. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's my partner anniversary. Partner anniversary. It's me and it's me and you, and it's the partnership that we made together. That's what it is. Yeah. I know yesterday's outfit was actually almost like too powerful for me. That's why I'm wearing this today. That's why today's outfit is as radically different as it could possibly be, basically, in every single way. Because I was like, oh, that outfit was a lot yesterday. Wow. That was a lot. Yeah, I drove everyone a little crazy. I mean, it even prevented the electricity from working in my frickin' house. So it was everyone feeling it. No, you're a hot cup of tea. I feel like yesterday was like a very concentrated version of myself. Like me if I was distilled down into a laser beam. That was yesterday. And then today is less like that. Today is more like, oh, hello. Hello. Snowing fire, I don't know what you're talking about. Are you typing out loud your thoughts? You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to type in V's chat what you're saying to V. And I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about an emote? That's great, babe. I'm glad for you about the emote. I think it has less to do with me than you think. I think you getting the emote is not as interesting to everyone outside yourself as you might imagine, my love. Yeah. Like a soup. Today I'm like a soup. Honestly, I'm kind of soup-like today. A little soupy today. I know this is the natural shape of my body, but I'm like, are these shorts terribly unflattering? You can be honest. We can talk about things in a mature and measured way. These shorts are terribly unflattering. I'm like, do you look like you're pregnant, V? You're not pregnant. Your body just holds fat between your belly button and your knees. So like most of my body fat is between here to here. That's why that part of me is fat. But I'm also just like, no, all of you needs to be skinny and fat at the same time. It needs to be like delicately emaciated while still curvy and fuckable. I'm losing my goddamn mind. I need a break. No, it just had this like big round expanse of belly right here, which is like, that's okay. Yeah. It's okay to have a big round expanse of belly. It actually is. It's just not the reality of my body. It's just because when I sit down, that's the way I floop. I don't want a body anymore. Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. So jealous of all those animals that can transform their bodies. They like really, really, really transform their bodies, you know? Hey, Ghost Baby's here, so if you look a little pregnant, that's okay. That's all part of it. It's honestly, I'm here for it. The truth is, every time I want to wear a sweater like this, it's comfy and I like it, and I should have it ready for myself off stream. But wearing it on stream is, to be honest, unattractive, restrictive. I miss my elbows. I feel like I'm very expressive in my elbows. Yeah, I need my elbows. It's better. I feel more better. That was nice. That was nice. I sat in a different way for a little while. Now when people come into my stream and like fucking scream at me like I'm raping their best friend for just sitting here, you would be very shocked at the fervor at which people are like, you're fucking just sitting there. And it's like, oh my God, am I sitting here and did it set your house on fire? Your reaction feels disproportionate for me actually just sitting here. So here's the thing. I've sat in other positions. It's not as attractive or comfortable. So It literally makes my clothing look less attractive. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna sit in this position that I always sit in, which is super attractive. It makes all my clothes look great. It's not actually, it's not that much really. It's a balanced amount, I believe. Snowing fire, did you miss a dose of medication? You're talking a lot and you're saying things that are not and I'm reading all the other comments that you're saying, and I'm like, it's feeling a lot like a stream of consciousness rather than conversation. Okay. Ghost Baby is just sitting here waiting, we're waiting for the spread eagle position. Yeah, as we all are. As like, truly we all are. Yeah. That's the money maker. Yeah. Hello. Let me grab my extra pillows. What's good, guys? I don't know. No. I don't think he needs like a timeout or anything. I'm just I'm wondering if maybe there is literally any other person who is watching stream who has a thought or an idea who wants to talk, so that it's not just 3 snowing fires in a row. Yeah. Not that I'm not enjoying him saying things like, it's not that much really, it's a balanced amount, I believe, which, and then an emote again, and then easily tossable light, which is, I'm just getting confused, and I don't have enough. I can't be confused by anybody else's nonsense right now. I really can't. I really can't. Mostly because I have to deal with my own nonsense. Okay, so I've gone on dates with this gentleman who we've nicknamed Batman, and he's very nice. He seems like such a sweet gentleman. I'm not feeling any sexual connection whatsoever. I feel like he is so nice and so kind, and I feel like I'm seeing him for exactly who he is. Like, I don't think I'm like not attracted to him because I think there's something wrong with him. I think everything is great. I think everything is good. I'm just not, oh no, it's just not, no thank you. I'm like, there's no part in my body that wants to be close to him or near him. He seems like a lovely man and a wonderful like person. But like we're not vibing. No. Like every time he makes a joke, I'm like, and he's like, yeah, sorry for my dad joke, and I'm like, yeah. It's really hard to have any sexual desire with you. But then bizarrely, then at the same time, he is making like sexual advances at me, and I'm like, okay, those feel kind of good. In a way that I'm like very aware that I'm with a much older man. Yeah, there's just not really like a spark there. And I think it's okay. I probably should tell him that, right? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because I'm a coward. Fuck. I'm a coward. Oh, fuck. I don't want to be a coward. Oh man, it's easier to be angry at you people. Where's snowing fire? Hey, all right, here we go. Yeah, shut the fuck up, you idiot. Nah, that feels better. It's much better. Oh my god. No. Bang him for 6 months and then tell him. Oh my god. Matthew G 1990. Matthew G, is your name Matthew G, and were you born in 1990? This username cannot be allowed. I'm just gonna call you Doxaroo. Oh, what's good, Viking? Ghost baby. No, I have a much worse sex problem. I have a terrible sex problem. I don't want to have sex with anybody but the poet. Which is fine. That's normal. That's fine. That's normal and fine. When you find somebody that you have really phenomenal sexual chemistry with, of course, you are going to want to like dip your toes and re-indulge as much as you can in that one person as much as possible. But that's bad. That's so bad. That feeling. So do you remember yesterday when I like really dug into Hazer? Hazer, if you're here, I'm so sorry that I dug into you. If you're watching the VOD later, Hazer, I am so sorry that I dug into you. It had nothing to do with you. I was absolutely fighting my own demons and using you because it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to point at somebody else's flaw and say, look at your problem and look at how terrible your problem is. Because the reality is the only way you can observe somebody else's problem is with the knowledge of what that problem is. And you probably have that knowledge inside yourself because it's your fucking problem. So Hazer yesterday was saying that he's like, I love being in a relationship because I hate cooking for myself, but I love cooking for more than one person. And I got really upset with that because I feel the exact same way, and I realized that was a problem, and I would never like so casually in conversation be like, here's a problem that I have. That's very counter to the way that I approach my problems personally. And so when I see other people so in such a laissez-faire way approach their problems, I want to be like, no, this is a problem. This is why I consider I'm like a social exorcist. I'm like, this is a demon. You're literally telling me this is a demon that you have and that you've befriended and that you live with, and you're doing it in this sort of like proud, observant way where you're like, oh, this is my demon. I have this demon. Aren't you proud of me for recognizing my demon? And in a way, yes, absolutely. I'm very proud of you for recognizing your demon. But to be perfectly frank, any fuckwit can recognize a demon, you moron. Children recognize demons. Animals can recognize demons. This does not distinguish you amongst humans. This distinguishes you amongst, I don't know, maybe all the flora and fauna on the planet. You were very no. I was very no. And you want to know why? It's because I can't make myself come as hard as the poet can. And that feels like I don't even want to cook a meal for myself if it's not a meal that I'm going to share with somebody else, because it is obviously so much better. Oh my God, just ban him. Rightus, just ban him. I have such a bad feeling about this idiot. Just get him out of here. I don't like it. Hey, everybody. Is that happy partner anniversary in your native language? Woo! What language is this? Crumbs Thief, what is your native language? I'm so racist. I'm like, it's like a spell. It's like they're casting a spell on me. That's racism, you rat bitch. Oh my God. Oh yeah, no wonder. I was like, that doesn't look familiar or legible to me whatsoever. Of course. Of course. Yes, I've been to the Netherlands a couple times, and I have an auditory processing delay, which means you can tell me something, a lot of difficulty hearing. I have a lot of not actually hearing. I can hear things, of course. What's a good example that I can give that isn't going to dox myself or anyone else? Oh, okay. Frieren. The anime. You know the anime Frieren? It's spelled F-R-I-E-R-E-N. I was like, how the fuck do you pronounce this? And even though I heard ban anyone who says anything like I miss your outfit from yesterday, I don't want to have to listen to that disgusting garbage. How dare you say that to my face, you moron. I'm allowed to be angry at somebody violating my current beautiful fuckable outfit, okay? Thank you. It took me until watching the entire series, the entire first season of Frieren, to be able to understand how they were saying her name and how I was supposed to say it as well. And it was so difficult. It was just so difficult. because it's like everything that goes through my ears needs to be processed through my entire body before it can land in my head. And the difficulty with that is that takes time. And when people are speaking, it's taking up time. And so I feel like I fall behind and I can't learn or put the things in at the, I don't know how else to describe it. Anyways, auditory processing delay, very, very common for people who are, I say Fryrene? Well, I mean, you say a lot of things, Ghost Baby. You say a lot of things, Ghost Baby. Hi, Clint. Clint also says a lot of things. Rytis just calls her Frederick. I call Stark and Fern grape and strawberry, and we'll only refer to them as grape and strawberry, and we'll quite often just use the emojis and be like, "Aw, sad grape," and like, "Aw, I love happy strawberry." Yeah. Yo, shots fired. I'm not even saying the word no, Ghost Baby. Ghost Baby, you know that I love you, and you know that my love is based in respect for you, because I'm not even saying the word no with an Australian accent. That's love and respect. And that's for you. Yeah. Okay, let's see if Snowing Fire can redeem themselves. I won't laugh at the joke until after the moment's been over. For a bit, I can get that I have a similar experience. Auditory processing delay. Yes, yeah, absolutely. I think it's one of the things that so many people have that they don't even realize they have that contributes to them being horrifically socially awkward to the point that people don't want to talk to you. And I've had that with people, and I've experienced that with other people, and it's absolutely fine. Who does the unbanning? Is it you, InvaderVie, or is it the mods? Bruka. Bruka, are you ban-evading? That's not a normal question for somebody in chat to ask. That's a ban-evader question. Hey, just a question. How do you deal with double agents at the CIA? For no particular reason, I'm asking this question. That's a fucking New Yorker comic. It absolutely is. Is it because you know come beat your ass? Babe, we got so much... Oh, you're gonna... Sorry, Ghost Baby. Did you just say that you're gonna get on an airplane and fly into YYZ, Toronto International Pearson Airport? Okay, yeah, enjoy your landing. I might never get on a plane again. I might literally never get on a plane ever again in my entire life. I can't believe what I was watching. I can't believe what I saw. I can't believe how casually that plane hit the ground, tore through its landing gear, rotated, sheared off its fucking wing, and then just kept sliding upside down the runway. There was a woman who did an AMA on Reddit yesterday who was in the plane, and she was like, yep, she's like, my perspective of it was that it was really bumpy coming in, and that it felt like a very rough landing, and then she said it felt like they landed and then took off again, and then rotated, and then she was like, we saw a bright orange light coming from the side. They inside the aircraft didn't see any flames whatsoever. She was like, I'm really, really grateful, because the truth is, if we had seen fire inside the fuselage, I don't know what the parts of the plane whatsoever, unfortunately. Oh, wait. Brandon just got banned? He has given me like $900 worth of bits. What did he even say? What did he do? Is he Bruka? What just happened? Okay, so ice on the runway is not a thing. That's not, I mean, number one, we live in Canada. We understand. There's like removing snow from the runways. No. That's not what the problem was at all. The issue that it looked like in the video that people are saying is that you're supposed to flare. You're supposed to, whatever it is called in aviation, flaring, where you tilt the plane to compensate for like the amount of downward force in landing. And the way that you tilt the plane encourages the aerodynamics to help release some of the immediate downward pressure, but that didn't happen. So the plane just came literally straight down, all the way down, and kept going down. Instead of how planes normally come down. What? Why would they say that? Oh, they're making an edgy joke. Oh my god. I literally just read the first sentence and obviously did not. Okay, so they got timed out for making the stupidest joke imaginable, and then they got so angry, but oh my god in heaven. Wow, so this person kind of did believe then that, like, because I've paid V this money, I can make, to be frank, cringy, unacceptable jokes and then attack my moderators. Well, none of that's allowed, so goodbye, Brandon. Okay, yeah, there was no fire visible in the cabin for them, and that was very good for their mental states because it made them all feel like they were going to be alive the whole time. The truth is, if things start going wrong and you see fire, basically you're like, I'm about to die, I think. If things are going terribly wrong, very often you're like, oh my, well this has never happened before, and let's flip a coin about whether I'm going to be immediately maimed to death or not. Fire sort of removes the coin flip, you know? Yes, everyone survived because they were wearing their seatbelts. I read that it had a hydraulic flap failure. Oh. It did, it looked wrong, yeah. It looked wrong. Fuck, flights are so expensive. I have over 300 jumps from airplanes and I'm still not feeling safe flying by one. It's been a bad year for aviation and we're only in February. Yeah. That's bad. That's not good. It's literally the worst case scenario. I don't like that. Hi, puppy. Yeah, I just think I might never get on a plane ever again. Because that was really scary. But what about going to Japan? I mean, I feel like my entire life has been getting ready to go to Japan and then never actually going because that's the nature of desire. It's not actually about going to Japan because once I go, I'm probably going to be disappointed or won't like live up to my expectations, or I'll be kidnapped and chained to a radiator for the rest of my life and some sort of... That's probably super racist of me to say. Mostly just because that could happen to you traveling anywhere at any time, taken style, not because of anything that has to do with Asia. I don't think I'm trying it. It might be, I don't know what I'm saying. Desire is about wanting. It's not about actually getting. And going to Japan is about romanticizing what it would be like to live in a completely different place where everything is different and I get to be different and it's all different. But like, I don't actually like different things. I fucking hate different things. Even just walking around in the snow is such a fucking nightmare for me because you go from walking on solid, dependable concrete with like perfectly reasonable and predictable firmness to then being on slippy, slidey, unknowable, disgusting, burning cold snow and ice, and your feet can't find purchase, and really hate it. Oh my god, I hate it. Ugh. I slipped on black ice once. In Australia? How cold does it get in your summer? That cold? Oh, when you were in Washington, D.C. Is your favorite meal monkey brains? And are you being a character from Clue right now? You're not even being a person right now. You're just being a character from Clue. Stop being characters from Clue. V, do you watch movies? I'm a cinephile. I'm a cinephile. I would describe myself as somebody who doesn't just watch movies, but like is in love with movies, loves movies. Yes, I love movies. You've never seen Clue? Shut the fuck up. You've never seen Clue. Shut the fuck up. You've never seen Clue? You've never seen the movie Clue. Like you've never seen the Tim Curry, Christopher Lloyd. Are you for real? It's such a good movie. Oh my god, it's such a good movie. It's so good. The music. And you know what I love? Oh my god, you've never seen Clue. Oh, I love Clue. Clue is a movie based on the board game Clue. Yeah. Oh my gosh. No. I would never watch Clue on stream. You guys just have to watch Clue. Just go ahead and watch Clue. Very, very, very much worth watch. Oh, I love Life Could Be a Dream. What are the rest of the words? Yeah, 1985 Clue. Da 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 da, paradise from above. Da 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 da, only want your love. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. You know? Clue. 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 I love Clue. What a great... you know, I like the movie actually better than the board game because every time I played the board game, it's people are not getting enough into the board game for me. People don't get enough into the board game. Which is why I know in my heart of hearts I really should like get involved more in D&D because I'm like, oh, I want to play a game where we're like in the characters. I love being in the character. I have bookmarked Clue to watch later. So what would my top 3 movies be of all time? This is a very complicated question because number 1, all the Studio Ghibli movies. Like it's difficult to pick one because I love them all so much. Even though I don't think I've seen all of them, there's definitely a few that I haven't seen. But I would put all of those up there really, really high. There are my like old favorite movies. Those movies that I watched when I was young that came so many decades before me, but still created this like undeniable foundation of who I will always be. Movies like A Clockwork Orange, for sure, absolutely. I feel like that was one of the first movies, like one of the first works of art that I actually felt because I was so sickened and then also so enthralled and so changed. Like I felt like a different person after I watched A Clockwork Orange. And Gone with the Wind, oh my god. You know what I love about Gone with the Wind? It doesn't matter if you woke up at the crack of dawn and you popped the first VHS in as the morning doves heralded the start of a new day. It doesn't fucking matter how early in the day you start watching Gone with the Wind because by the time the movie is done, it is late. It is so late. You're so tired. It's such a long movie. Such a long movie. Such a long movie. Oh, I loved it. Oh, I loved it so much. Love Gone with the Wind. I love Gone with the Wind. And then not as old, but was made in homage to the old movies, and so is old in a sense. Young Frankenstein. Mel Brooks's movies are I've never been more relevant because if there was one motherfucker that Mel Brooks knew needed to be taken down a peg with comedy and humor, it was the disgusting, ridiculous Nazi fascists that he was forced to have to live amongst, and that we are now forced to have to live amongst. As we need more Mel Brooks. We need more Mel Brooks movies. We need the renaissance of Mel Brooks, fuck these idiot Nazi moron type movies. Oh, I love it. Oh, I live for it. I love it so much. It's very good. And then, yes, horror movies. I think you're a very sick, disgusting individual, and if you hadn't built up literally years of good faith, Gamer Acid Snake, and you told me that you love The Hills Have Eyes, the 2006 unrated version, like, that's an automatic ban, you disgusting weirdo psychopath. That movie is awful. Like, it's probably a great movie because it's fucking awful, because it's a fucking nightmare to watch. It really is. Yeah. That seems like a nightmare movie. It's terrifying. It's awful. Yes, it's a horror movie. Yes, it's a horror movie. Yes, absolutely. That doesn't mean I have to like it. If it wanted me to find it horrifying, it did a great job. There are good horror movies. There are good horror movies that I really enjoy, that I think are phenomenal. The First Omen is a recent horror movie that I think is such a beautiful love letter to old horror movies. Gamer Ass and Snake. I also like Jews. Okay, yes, we all free Palestine, but also we love our Jewish homies. Yes, I liked Martyrs and I Saw the Devil. I haven't seen either of those yet. I sometimes, you know, when you're going through kind of a not so happy time, and then you're like, oh, it's so difficult to enjoy new things. I'm kind of in one of those right now. So the only new thing that I've been able to enjoy was Free Run, which I really enjoyed Free Run. Have you seen The Last Exorcism? No, I didn't. No, I don't think I have. Old movies, different time called. But if we're going to talk about the greatest horror movies of all time, Event Horizon. Definitely say Event Horizon is one of the greatest horror movies ever made. And I would say that it's also a horror movie that truly, controversially, deserves a remake. I think it does. I think we deserve a version of Event Horizon with like very similar cast makeup as well. Like I think they did an amazing job of casting. I think there are tons of actors that would fit really wonderfully into those roles. Imagine Zendaya. Imagine it's Zendaya instead of Jolie Richardson. Imagine it's Pedro Pascal instead of Lawrence Fishburne. Oh, I was actually saying I love Jaws. Damn, my spell checker. No, I don't think that makes sense. Nice one, V. That movie is epic. Since you like old classic movies, but have you watched Nosferatu? I love Robert Eggers movies. I'm gonna be really honest with you. I have avoidant restrictive intake disorder. I have a really, really difficult time just sitting down and eating a meal because when I was little growing up, there was a lot of screaming and fighting that went along with meal times. So it makes it difficult for me to eat, which also makes it very uncomfortable then for me to see very thin people who also have eating disorders, unfortunately. I can't look at somebody who is very, very thin and not automatically have my brain go, do they have an eating disorder? Just like you have an eating disorder. And then all of a sudden I'm like, you have an eating disorder. And I'm like, this isn't pertinent right now to what I'm doing. It really takes me out of everything. So Lily Rose Depp probably doesn't, maybe, who knows? Who knows what her eating habits are? Maybe her eating habits are perfectly normal and fine, and she just has like a really, really crazy high metabolism and is very, very young, which is another thing. But something about looking at her just triggers me in a way that I'm not comfortable with. And so I don't want to see Nosferatu because I know I'm not going to enjoy it, and not because it's not a great horror movie by Robert Eggers, who does great movies, but because looking at Lily Rose Depp makes me feel sad and uncomfortable. And that's a me problem. That's not a Lily Rose Depp problem. That's definitely a me problem. And also, I've already seen Nicholas Hoult look like this, really sad, while somebody fucks his wife. I've seen that. I've seen that like 8,000 times. I know that. I actually don't need to literally spend another minute of my life watching him do that face while somebody else fucks his wife. The Poet was telling me about another movie that he watched recently, and he was like, Nicholas Holt's in it. I love Nicholas Hoult. And then I was like, did he make this sad, cute face while somebody else fucked his wife better than him? And the Poet was like, yes, actually, yeah, that actually was his character in this movie. Strangely enough. Like, yes, that's his typecast. He is cast as that character continuously, forever and ever. That is his typecast. That is his typecast. That's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's nobody's fault that they're typecast. it's a very natural thing that happens to each and every one of us. It just shows how uncreative a lot of the people who are in charge of these creative projects are. And the only way we can sort of express to them that we are unhappy with their choices is with our money. And so I went to go see The Northman. I loved The Northman. Oh my God, I loved The Northman. Oh my God, I loved The Northman. What a crazy fucking movie. Everyone was so beautiful. Nicole Kidman's face was devastatingly anachronistic amongst the, like, natural landscape. It's a great movie, though. I loved it a lot. I love Robert Eggers movies. But, like, I don't know. I'm okay. Ooh, and all that nice incest. I feel like there could have been more. I kind of forgot about it until you just brought it up right now, and that's why I'm like, there could have been even more incest. Have you seen Nicole Kidman's most recent movie, Baby Girl? No. No, I did not. I love that she's doing these, like, fun, sexy movies, and she definitely deserves to and absolutely should. I don't think switching the genders makes it less problematic. We wouldn't watch it, you coward. Exactly, Ghost Baby's like, watch the problematic movie. No. No, it's not. Yeah, it's not. Snowing Fire, you already said that. You're really annoying me. I need you to fucking relax, my dude. You could just, like, not talk for the rest of the stream. Bruca says, but it's still better than 50 Shades of Grey. So, can you concisely tell me what's wrong with 50 Shades of Grey? If you're so smart, you know, surely. Tell me everything that's wrong with 50 Shades. You're so smart, and apparently it's so bad. Let's do 1 point at a time. You know what I mean? It's so funny. People think they have this, like, amazing, profound opinion because they hate something that a bunch of women found enjoyment in. Whether it's, I don't fucking know. Owning a bank account, reading erotic fiction, dressing ourselves in clothes. Yeah. I'm not saying that 50 Shades of Grey is, like, great or perfect or wonderful. I'm just wondering if, like, are you just using something that women enjoyed as a shortcut? And, like, do you not recognize that you might just be sort of, like, flipping over the misogyny card without meaning to? I've heard good things. People say good things about Honora. Yes, and the Mikey Madsen just won a BAFTA. She just won Best Actress for Honora. I'm excited to watch it. I've heard nothing but amazing stuff about it. Exactly. Yeah, 50 Shades of Grey is bad because women like it. He said it sarcastically, but ain't that just the truth? She's actually pretty open. Oh yeah, I do watch things that Ghost Baby recommends. That is true. It is true. But I'm not gonna watch Baby Girl because Ghost Baby wants me to watch. I mean, like, I know that we both love Nicole Kidman more than life itself, basically. But that movie's still very problematic. Come on now. Which isn't to say that there's anything wrong with problematic movies. 50 Shades of Grey, very problematic. Twilight, problematic. Romeo and Juliet, problematic. It's very necessary, actually, because it creates plot. But then that's the thing. That's the thing with Baby Girl, where I'm like, I already know this plot. I already know the plot of Pretty Woman, and I know the plot of My Fair Lady. I know the plot of Pygmalion. And so switching the genders is just that. Just switching the genders and telling me the same story. I'd rather have Nicole Kidman do a better story. Imagine trying to be edgy by hating a movie. North Countryman, you can't even begin to justify your feelings towards Howl's Moving Castle because you missed an entire scene that set up the entirety of the plot. You missed the inciting action of the movie. And then you said, well, this movie doesn't make any sense and is garbage. And to be perfectly frank, it shows a startling lack of intellect on your behalf that you wouldn't go, I feel like I maybe missed something because there's no way this movie got made in this way. Instead, you were like, wow. Apparently these Japanese people are idiots. I have no idea how you could have justified hating that movie without seeing your own shortcoming. Do you see how that's kind of terrifying? It's a little bit like somebody serving you raw chicken and then being mad at you for being sick. It's like you missed a huge important step here. It is no one else's fault. Oh my god. Bruca says, I don't think it was a portrait of real feminine fantasy. Anyways, 50 Shades of Grey. Don't you agree? Real female fantasy? What the fuck is a real female fantasy? Like if you were to go out into the wild and wrestle a fantasy down to the ground and split its legs open, you'd be able to see if the fantasy had a vagina or if the fantasy had a penis? Because power play? Bondage? Seduction? Those are just human fantasies. They are not split between were you born with a penis or a vagina or neither. And the idea that, like, the fact that I have a vagina means that my quote-unquote fantasies are gendered as well is, I think you're misunderstanding how thinking works. Uh-oh. You're an idiot. But maybe we knew that. Woof. I thought that we went to the movies to escape reality. Art is a couple of different things. Sometimes movies can be a mirror of reality. Sometimes movies like Children of Men are movies that are meant to not help you escape from your terrible reality, but to help mirror the terrible reality around you so that you can more easily recognize it, see it, and then hopefully fight against it without being so paralyzed by the overwhelming juggernaut of the sort of bleak future that we're all trapped in. And then sometimes, like 50 Shades of Grey, art can be escapism. And in that case, that distinction means it does not need to mirror reality. It doesn't matter if 50 Shades of Grey is no one individual woman's or man's fantasy. It's actually an escape from reality, which then puts it into this crazy, I don't know, if we were gonna like define, if like, there was everything that's real, which is obviously nonfiction. If there was like a word to describe everything that wasn't real, and then that unreal stuff does not need to be debated as if it were nonfiction. But unfortunately, I guess there's literally no word for that sort of amorphous, imaginary thing. We just have nonfiction and no other definition or term. Maybe one day, but for now it's just nonfiction and, you know, that other stuff. We should watch it while you're wearing a leash and nothing wrong with that. Ghost Baby, my god. Oh my god, Ghost Baby. North Countryman, you think that the story of Howl's Moving Castle was bad? You like a better story like the story of Paddington? So, Howl's Moving Castle has every element of what is universally accepted as good storytelling. If you had any authentic criticism of the story, I would love to hear it. Do you fuck with the 4D seats at movie theaters? Oh, no. No. That's too overwhelming. I would hate that. I wouldn't like that at all. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I can watch the movie and feel like all the things are happening to me without actually having the physical sensations. Can we ban the guy who made the 50 Shades of Sasha Grey joke? We can't have children in this space, okay? I refuse to deal with children. No, thank you. I also just don't love anybody who has the word ninja in their username. I immediately assume that they're just trying to use the N-word, and they're just trying to get around not being allowed to have the N-word in their username by using the word ninja. And so I don't really like that word anymore. In Naruto, they're wizards. They're doing magic. Not me. Kyle, you seem okay. Yeah, Kyle's fine, I guess. The music in A Clockwork Orange is phenomenal. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, the William Tell overture used during that threesome. I'm pretty sure it's that one. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you don't agree that girls have more urges and sexual fantasies than guys? I don't want to talk to you. If you were in a group conversation with us, I would turn to the men in the group who I believe have the most power, and I would signal them to make you leave the group. And so I think I'm going to do that now. That's right, Rightus. I think this person's allowed to leave. Chat's behind. A better story for Nicole Kidman than Baby Girl. Oh. And then you said, like, Paddington. Oh, and then you were referencing her role. North Countryman, I would love if you used the words that you actually meant to say what you mean to say, instead of using 1/10 of the words to 1/10 say what you meant to say, and then letting me do the emotional, intellectual labor of trying to connect the dots. It doesn't endear me to you. It makes me angry that you haven't been able to figure this out after years of friendship with me. It seems like another bit of evidence that you're not really thinking as much as you think you are. I don't want to have to think for you. I'm trying to think for myself here. And that's difficult and complicated because my brain's just full of how much sex I want to have. I need you guys to actually type out what you're thinking and not just 2 or 3 words out of context that then I get to sort of do whatever I will with. Brewhide, I think this person was just delighting in my patience. Which maybe we should all be more patient and we could all delight in it. Yeah. I don't think that mid-February brings out the best in anyone. Not myself, not chatters, not anyone. So I'm not surprised that there's lots of people who are getting banned. Yeah. Rightus, babe, exactly what I just said. This is not the time of year that brings out the best in ourselves and humanity. I don't think I've heard you this sexually frustrated before. It's time for a break. It's just so frustrating because not only do I love the sexual chemistry that I have with this guy, which is off the charts, amazing, so fucking horny, but also revoltingly and disgustingly at the same time, I genuinely appreciate him as a human being. Like, even as a friend. Like, if he came back from a date with somebody and was like, V, I feel like I met my soulmate. I feel like I've met the person that I'm meant to spend the rest of my life with, and I'm ready to begin the rest of my life with them, I would literally have nothing but happy, lovely feelings for him. Like, the resentment that I would feel would only be towards my own overreaching desire for him. Yes, I'm genuinely just happy for him as a person. I hate it. It sickens me. Oh, yeah. It's like widespread cabin fever, perhaps. Post-Valentine's Day frustration. Everything. Yeah, everything. I mean, like, in the Northern Hemisphere, we're, like, in the absolute fucking doldrums of winter. And in the Southern Hemisphere, they are down there all the time. They're just trapped there. Forever. Why does it sicken you that you have such a great connection with this person? Because it makes me vulnerable. And I can't handle that. I don't want to be more. I'm already so vulnerable. My asshole and my pussy are just right there, you guys. And every person I walk by on the street knows they're just right there, on the other side of some very flimsy, easily tearable fabric, okay? I'm already incredibly vulnerable. And now to meet a man that I'm like, pardon me while I tear through the fabric, barricading the most vulnerable parts of me between you and myself. That's awful. What? I have the desire to make myself be vulnerable in front of this man? Dangerous. Dangerous and untenable. Okay, I'll be right back. Stay put, you idiots. came back. Did you stick around? Let's find out. I'm miserable. It's because of this. Do you ever get like one of those pimples that is just like awful, just so sensitive and so painful and so deep and just so fucking unacceptable, just absolutely unacceptable. It's where I'm at. It's where I'm at with this one right here on my face, and I hate it. Oh, it hurts. I don't like it. I wasn't anticipating being in my mid-30s and dealing with like gray hairs and the slowing down of my body. And then also, no, it's right underneath my eye. You know when you wear glasses? I think what happened is that I've been wearing my glasses a lot off stream recently. Not on stream, never on stream. I'm wearing my glasses a lot off stream recently, and I think that it got one of the pores underneath exactly where the glasses sit, basically right here. It's where you can see I have a sticker on my face because it's a salicylic acid patch. It hurts like a motherfucker. It hurts like a motherfucker because it's on a very delicate part of your face, right the inside of your like ocular socket, your occipital bone, but on the inside, not on the outside of it. Anyways, I'm in excruciating pain because of this disgusting pimple on my face, and you worthless morons have gifted me exactly 0 subs today, and I'm assuming that you've given me no money today because of this disgusting pimple that is hurting me. And it just proves that I'm like, yeah, if you're not perfect, if you aren't the perfect fucking Twitch streamer, if you're not dressed like a 10 out of 10 bombshell, knockout, on the red carpet, people ain't gonna give you shit in this world. And that's a good lesson for everyone to be reminded of. That's the truth. Oh, you showed up and you thought you were just gonna be cute and get money? Go fuck yourself and your painful pimple, you worthless bitch. It's a good lesson from the universe. It's one that we have to continuously allow ourselves to learn and relearn. At least I get to feel smug about learning it. Oh, I love feeling smug. That's better than money. What's good, F22 Raptor? Fuck, I just subbed. I didn't even gift subs. I know you didn't gift subs. You don't need to tell me. It's the Pokemon rule. If it's not 100, then it's 0. I love Pokemon. I have no idea what the Pokemon rule is. If it's not 100, it's 0. I don't understand what that is at all. Does anyone else know? Is that something that like people know? What's good, dog? Yeah. Nope. Okay, so it's not just me. This is something that North is saying. Like we all know, but it's again, I don't have to feel bad that I don't know. That first Pokemon movie blew my little fucking mind apart. You know, it's talking about move accuracy. It's saying that if a move's accuracy isn't 100, then it's 0. That's a very esoteric remark. North, you are the king of esoteric remarks. Congratulations, you uphold the throne, and each and every one of us are more othered by everything you say. Oh man, if you ever wanted to prove that you and I are not on the same wavelength, you're doing it. You're doing it. That first Pokemon movie was so incredible. I remember waiting in line to go see it because it was so popular that people were lining up like around the movie theaters. And that was one of the first times that had happened. I think it was like the first time that it had happened for like an animated Japanese movie in Canada, in North America probably ever. Pokemon was such a huge and defining force. It was so interesting that like with my ex-boyfriend, the Big Turk, he was 7 years, he still is. He's 7 years older than me. And so he was like, I was too old for Pokemon. I like never got into Pokemon. It wasn't for me. It wasn't like my jam. Because he was like, I'm too old for it. But I don't know if that's true. I think you could have gotten into Pokemon at any age because it's, number one, nothing, like very few things in Japan that we think are in North America for children, they consider are for children. Like, cartoons are for adults in many, many parts of Asia. And cartoons are mostly just for children or for like infantilized adults who are like, love Rick and Morty. Evil Dead with Bruce Campbell. Oh, that first Evil Dead movie. The way that everything about that movie is great, obviously, but can we just be very specific about how you can do very, very little and achieve so much? The porch swing. The porch swing fucking rattling on and hitting and cracking and smashing and brapping. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And then it stops. And then all of a sudden, that horrifying, persistent, unnatural noise is silenced, and you realize that you're like, oh, well, the calamity was more comforting than the silences. Oh my God, amazing. Amazing. Good job, Gamer Acid Snake. Not often do people in chat, like, non sequitur into a completely different direction, and to nail it, good for you, you worthless idiot. The first Pokemon movie had me in tears as a kid. I think we all felt very much like Mew. In that we had such a depth of feeling and experience that was sort of unknowable and almost even terrifying to the people around us. Or maybe not. Oh, VR wavelengths are so far apart, if they get even further, they'll be horseshoed around. But see, this is the thing, North Countrymen. I, as V, am almost against my will, very good at getting on other people's vibes. It's a survival mechanism. As a woman, you need to get to know the people around you to survive. To survive in this society is to be a part of this society. And I just wonder why, North Countrymen, why do you talk to me? Why are you a part of this community if you recognize that we are not on the same vibe, and if you never even try, and that you can also tell that, like, my entire experience as a person is to try to connect with people, and you go out of your way to disconnect with me so often. To be honest, I'm starting to wonder if, to be perfectly frank, if you get off, if you enjoy the power that you have, just like, unfortunately, many nasty people on the internet do, by wrecking the sort of emotional experience of other people because you can't enjoy it with them. I'm kind of just wondering, North, are you my friend or are you not? Because I'm going to be honest with you, to be, like, the way that you speak to me sometimes is not the way that my friends speak to me. And so I wonder, like, are you my friend? I don't think we're too old for good media. I don't think using age works all the time. I think age can explain a little bit of some things. Like, brain development, hugely important, absolutely. But as far as taste, I don't know, I worry about people, like, writing things off because of their age when it comes to taste. As we get older, our taste can become more refined, but also we must recognize that as our taste refines, that doesn't shrink the available pool of goodness. We understand a smaller, more intense version of our goodness, But that shouldn't limit our understanding of all goodness around us. It should actually expand the goodness around us. We should be able to tell, this is not to my taste, and it's still incredible high quality. Earlier in chat when, oh my god, was it Gamer Ass the Snake said The Hills Have Eyes 2006? That's well outside of my taste. So far beyond my taste. So far beyond my taste that I truly question. I'm like, is it even beyond my values for people or myself to even enjoy that type of media? This is a conversation. Let's talk about this. But I'm not going to, because I'm not arrogant or off-putting or nasty, I'm not going to say that movie is bad. I mean, I might have said those exact words because I am all those things that I just said, but I qualified it with being like, and I recognize that it's bad because it made me feel bad because it's a horror movie, and I don't like it because it's like a bad horror movie, but it's like a good horror movie because it makes you feel so bad. I can separate these things. I understand there's a difference between them, and I love the difference between them. It doesn't scare me, it doesn't make me feel disconnected, it makes me feel more connected. Because I can recognize this is still good, even though it makes me feel bad, and I hate it. The shelves and the blood, oh my god. Falling into so many bookcases, and then being trapped underneath a bookcase while you're like, he's coming right for me! Oh man, it's great. It's like nets. I love how nets work in old movies and TV shows. Somebody would throw a net over you, and it was just like, my nervous system is gone haywire. I can't control my limbs. It's great. I really like that a lot. I love the net. I love net physics. I'm here for a net. I'm very much like a butterfly. You put me in a net and I'll go haywire. Anyone got any recommendations for good zombie movies? There's lots of good zombie movies, but like, do I know Say and Danny? This is gonna be a terrible thing. Yeah, like, I know lots of people. Is he saying that we met face to face? Can you write us, can you like get him to describe how he thinks he knows me? Because I probably do know him. That sounds familiar. There's lots of people. This guy, do you guys remember Clint1717? He's like, oh yeah, we ran into each other at TwitchCon, and I like tried to talk to you, but I felt like it was awkward. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Welcome back to the blanket fort. I was like, yeah, I kind of remember you. Your username seems familiar to me. But now I've been like streaming for a few years. It's like, oh yeah, that was years ago. I don't know. I'm too old for Dora. If you have kids though, you might sit down and watch it, and you might be like, yo, I fuck with Boots. I love this show. Boots, me that monkey, I love him. You have no idea. You have no idea because you've only watched it through your own eyes. And that's good and that's great. That's our own perspective is so incredibly important. But what's even more important than our own perspective is then recognizing that each and every other single individual person's perspective is just as valuable as our own. A lot of adults love Bluey. Bluey is a phenomenon. I feel like if society crumbles and we need a new Christ figure, it's going to be a combination of Bluey, Kendrick Lamar, and that raccoon that died in Toronto a few years ago. You guys, her ball got attached to her boot. Oh my god, it's the cutest thing I've seen in my whole life. Val, do you want a treat? Come on up. Come on up and I'll give you a treat. Come here. Val, come on up. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Val, come on up. Her ball, which is a tennis ball, has attached itself to the Velcro of her boot, which is her snow boot. And she is such a good dog. She brought both. Did you bring your snow boot? I'm not going to make you wear the boot. Don't worry. I'm going to give you a treat. You're a very good dog, Val. Smile 1 and 2 are really good. I loved the first Smile. I thought it was basically a perfect movie. Especially because I feel terrible that I am forgetting the actor's name. The main male actor in the first Smile is also in Strange Darling. He's the main actor in Strange Darling. He's a very, very handsome white man with a very beautiful dark brown mustache. And we were talking about my types yesterday, so if you have curly hair and glasses, you're my type. Perfect. Change nothing about yourself. You're absolutely great. If you don't have curly hair and glasses, but you are a white man, grow a mustache. If you have dark hair and you're a white man, grow a mustache. If you are a white man with light-colored hair and light-colored eyes, step on, son. I already tried you fuckers and I'm done with you. Yes, I know that sounds terribly racist. Each day after college, I watch a few episodes of Ben 10 for nostalgia. Oh, I love that. Oh, yeah, Ben 10's... You know what's great? I had no idea how hard Ben 10 slaps. It's amazing. But you know how I know? Because the cartoon... I love cartoons. I think a lot of them are amazing. A lot of them are really, really wonderful. And they have excellent stories and character development. Beautiful, creative animation. It's amazing. I like it. And Ben 10 was never for me. It was more marketed towards boys. There were other TV shows that were more interesting to me at the time. So Ben 10, I just never, it happened alongside me. I was aware of it. I liked the animation style. It was the same type of animation style like the like Teen Titans. And I guess, yeah, like the Justice League as well, the cartoon Justice League. Sure, yeah, why not? So I liked it. I liked that it like matched the aesthetic of all the other superheroes, but it was way more sci-fi. Like way more sci-fi, so cool, so good. I had no idea how hard Ben 10 went until I started seeing these memes on the cartoon and like various cartoon subreddits that I'm a part of, where they get these Twitter threads and they have all of the heroes from our favorite animated TV shows as kids, and they say, in a free-for-all, who is walking out of this? Who is going to do it? And universally, all the top comments are like, it's Ben 10, and it's by a lot. Everyone's just like, it's Ben, and it's by 10. No one's actually saying those exact words, because I think you guys have better jokes than that. But I'm astounded. I'm astounded because I'm like, you have, like, are you serious? Like, you have Billy and Mandy in there, and all the Powerpuff Girls, and the Teen Titans, and you're still saying that Ben 10 is gonna body these people? Does he have God in his little wristlet? That's sick. I'm here for it. I love that. Was he fucking his cousin? If he wasn't fucking his cousin, does it make it okay for all of us to want to fuck his cousin? Was he fucking his cousin? You shouldn't fuck your cousin. That's not good for you. But also, a lot of people fuck their cousins. To be perfectly fair, you're here because some cousins fucked, for sure. I doubt anybody's DNA is free from that, to be honest. Kyle Gallner, oh my god, I love him, plays Joel, and Jesse T. Usher plays Trevor in Smile. Yeah, Trevor was the boyfriend, and Kyle Gallner plays Joel. And Kyle Gallner is my celebrity crush. I love him. If he could hold me down and literally do whatever he wanted to me. Yeah, I can't. That's just... You wanna know why? He looks like a cop. I think he even plays a cop, like, all the time. It's because he looks like a cop. There's... I love American Dad. I think Roger is great. Talk about overpowered. Talk about an overpowered character. I think Roger's great, but one of my favorite Roger characters is, oh my god, what's the character's name even? It's like Steve Blue Blood. It's so funny. It's so on the nose. And this guy is like essentially a cop, but he's not a cop. But he's just the type of person who identifies and feels like I should be a cop, like I should be the one in charge, I should be the one with the power, I should be the blade defending against dark and light in the night, you know, type thing. It's so funny. But he's not a cop, and he's in a relationship with this poor, like, woman who is a perfect caricature of the battered housewife, and she's got her fucking wide-eyed, terrified kids in the backseat of the car while he's driving and being terrorized by the other Smith family, because the TV show is great and beautifully woven together. And it culminates in Roger's character, Steve True Blue Blood, going to the restaurant and having a nice night with his family because he's essentially a cop. But they're gonna have a nice night. Again, this like idea of like power, this idea of deciding how it's going to be is within him. And he says, we're gonna have a nice night. And they sit down at the table and they're served their beautiful pasta dinner. And he notices, oh my gosh, my dear wife, didn't you order the red sauce? And she says, yeah, I did order the red sauce, but it's okay. They brought me the white sauce. And he goes, no, don't worry. We're going to have a nice night. I'm going to fix it for you. And this guy, who is essentially a cop, walks into the back part of the restaurant. Trigger warning for suicide. I'm so sorry, everyone. Who walks into the back part of the restaurant and says, my wife actually ordered the red sauce, not the white. And they say, sorry, we're out of red sauce. He puts his head down into the plate of pasta, holds a gun to the other side of it, and says, check again, and then blasts his head off, putting the red sauce on the plate because they're going to have a good night. It's one of the most sickening and hilarious moments of television I've ever seen in my entire life. Especially because the gunshot goes off, and then this woman bursts through the front doors of the restaurant to Kelly Clarkson's "What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger," and she's like she's amazing, she's gonna have a good night, because this man, who is essentially a cop, who was so obsessed with controlling every single facet of everything, down to the idea that he should be in charge of good versus evil in society, was out of her life, and now she is stronger for it. It's very relatable. I love it. It was so funny. Oh my god. Ooh, I'm so sorry. We're actually out of the red sauce. Check again. Check again's a great line. Check again. Okay, I'm throwing the ball. Go get it. I'm keeping your boot, though. Just kidding. Fetch your boot. Oh, it's American. That's also the B plot of the rest of the episode, which I can't even begin to remember. That's the best part of American Dad, is that quite often the funniest jokes that you're describing in conversation with people are the B plot. This is just what's going on in the background of the actual main episode. Oh, which is great, which is just the way I like it. Oh, I like it a lot. Right, I don't even want to read their comment. If your comment is, I think you should just talk to a lawyer instead of V. Please, God, no. He said, my landlord is trying to evict me, so he rents out the place for higher money. You reckon I should fight it in court, or is it just not worth the hassle? What are you going to say to a judge? Like, what could you possibly say to the judge when the judge says, so you agreed to live here for this amount of time for this amount of money? And now the person says, okay, get out because I want to charge somebody else more money? I think people are allowed to do whatever the fuck they want with their own property, unfortunately. I think it is a system designed to hold you in place and in a bad way. I don't think I have an easy answer for you. I think we should burn it all down! Is that... yeah, maybe that. Sam Dog says, I got camping insurance, but apparently if someone steals my tent in the middle of the night, I'm no longer covered? I want to go camping. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's German, right? Severix. Gefälligst met... How do you... Ja? Yeah? Partnerjubiläum. It's Dutch. What? That's not Dutch. We heard Dutch earlier. What the fuck? No, somebody came in earlier and was like, no, wait, Dansk is different than Dutch. That's not even German. You actually got that last word, okay. There was no way I was going to get any of the other ones. And that was one. No, that was Danish earlier. That was not Dutch. Oh, fuck, you're totally right. Those are completely different languages. They both just start with D. I'm an idiot. Nah, sorry, I got confused. It was Danish earlier, and now this is Dutch. And neither of them are German. Okay. Partnerjubiläum is just such a German-sounding word to a person who only speaks English, okay? I don't need each and every one of you to jump down my throat to tell me that my assertion that Dutch sounds German. Calm your fucking jets, you morons. Okay, relax. Can any of you tell me where the clitoris is? Let's do something actually universal that you should be ashamed not to know. Can y'all point out the clitoris? Okay, relax then. Relax. Relax. For somebody who has heard 0 German, Danish, or Dutch spoken in the past year, let's say, I think I'm doing okay, guys. Getting your D's mixed up. The word Partnerjubiläum exists in German, but the rest does not. I think that it is wonderful to watch people think. It is excellent to see the thoughts happening. You heard me say something that was incorrect. you recognized it as incorrect. You understood that the way to get to the other side of this interaction was to correct me. That's lovely. And yet at the same time, there is a whole other step that you could have done. Do you know what it is? Contextualized all of it. It's the hardest part of thinking. We get so excited into the action to get us through, we forget to take the next very important step, which is to contextualize the rest of it. Which is, I'm not stupid for mistaking Dutch for German. I actually did one smart thing, which was recognize a word that does exist in German in that sentence. I did my best. Thank you for pointing out how I failed. Next time, I might not even try. That's what you wanted, right? Major Kusa says, I got the clitoris in my bookmarks. Oof, no, you don't. No, you do not. See, jokes are funny when they smack of any kind of truth. You know what I mean? But no, you do not, my friend. Of course, I'm German. Partner in Jubilaum is in shape German, and then you capitalize the word shape. Now I feel like you guys are just showing off that you know more languages than I do, and I'm not sure this is the time or the place to do that. I like to pretend so that you would just give me a hands-on lesson. I understand. I understand. I think that's great. I think that's great. That's okay. You don't need to apologize. But again, we should always be contextualizing. Like, what are we saying? Who are we saying it to? Are we being part of the conversation? Or are we... or does it happen that, like, the conversation's getting a bit bubbly? Okay. Oh, no. How do you say this? What language is this? Is it gratis? Because it's Grattis, and I'm like, gratis. That's wrong. That's the wrongest. So maybe sometimes to get to the right stuff, you have to go through the wrongest point. So I'm going to start with greatest, but I'm also like, it's gratis? Is it gratis? Pa? 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 Po? Yeah, the circle, the closed circle on top of the A, super unfamiliar to North American eyes. It's very unfamiliar. We're a million miles away from it. A lot of people are trying today, Rightus, and I'm going to recognize that. I'm going to recognize that lots of people are trying things today, and we should just be grateful for that, even though the things they're trying aren't all good. That's okay. That's probably more on me than them. Google tells me it's Swedish. All the Swedish people I've met in my life have been so polite as to speak perfect and beautiful English to me. I've been so privileged. Everyone's doing their best today, and nobody's landing on greatness. Ain't that just the way? Thank God we're all in this together. And yep, it's Swedish. Okay, good. Happy Wednesday, V. Taking the hair, looks good. Thanks. It's just, yeah, it's coming out of my head today. It's coming out of my head today. I'm just proud that I'm here. My, like, unavoidable habit is that if I have a really nice, good day streaming with energy and engagement and a really knockout outfit, then the next day my energy levels are just so in the fucking toilet. It's actually insane to me. I don't know if you guys know this, but like how I looked yesterday, number one, took a fuck ton of effort. Like just physically, just a fuck ton of effort to stand in that dress, to sit in that dress. like the high glamour nature of the entire thing. You look at a person who's dressed like that, and in your mind's eye, it's sort of like they're this eternally beautiful, gorgeous statue. I've spent my entire life looking at women on red carpets and seeing the way that their body rests and moves and exists in these garments and in these outfits. And it's like, wow, they're just standing there. But it looks like they're doing so much because they're so eternally beautiful. I've seen people just stand there before, but the way that these women and men stand on like red carpets, in these dresses with these hairstyles and this makeup and all this stuff, it's so much more than just standing there. They're really doing something. And yesterday I was like, I want to be like that. I was looking at, over the weekend, all the pictures from, and there's been this like award season, right? So there's like all these award shows, and we're like gearing up for the Oscars coming up. It's happening. And I'm like, I want to feel that too. I want to do that. So I did it yesterday. And what's incredible is that yesterday I felt very powerful, very sexy. It was great. It was really, really good. I felt huge, and I felt desirable, and I was overcompensating, but to great success. I felt so overwhelmed by my desire for the poet that I knew I needed to do something. Can't do anything to him, can barely do anything to myself, but I can do things to you guys. So instead of being focused on the center of my desire, I made myself be the center of desire, focused on by other people. It's great. It worked really, really well. I loved it. You loved it. It's an excellent equivalent exchange. I put the effort in. You put the effort in. We both get something out of it. I love it. I live for it. But it actually is something. It's actually, there's an exchange. There's energy that's going in and out and coming and manifesting and depleting and transferring. And I guess I'm not doing it right? Okay. And I guess I'm not doing it right because I was so tired yesterday and I'm so tired today. Oh, God. But as I say my feeling, I'm recognizing that my intellectual assertion, which I'm doing it wrong, is actually incongruent with my feeling, which would be appropriate. I did something yesterday. Of course, I'm going to be tired today. And in my mind, I'm like, no, you did something yesterday. That means that you, like some sort of automaton or toboggan even, must continue on that trajectory and on that slope. But that's actually not how, that's not how people are. It's definitely not how people are. Can we focus on your problems again, chat? I'm getting too in my own head about my own issues, and I hate it. Yeah, I don't think we can talk about that problem, Revan. That's a level of violence that I think I can't interact with at this moment. Revan was like, I got shot. Which is... So unfortunately, I just want to make a joke about it because that's so unspeakably horrifying that I can't get close to touching it in an authentic way. What do you say to somebody who has been a victim of that sort of violence other than, dear fucking God, I'm happy that you're okay. I feel happy that you're okay. I feel terrible that that happened. Why are there so many cops in my chat? Do you know how terrifying this makes me? I already have this sort of irrational fear that the police officers in my neighborhood are keeping a special eye out for me because they have watched all the same pornography that I have, which involves a lot of them and just one of me. That's nightmare. That's a fantasy for a reason because I don't want it to be real life. But now you motherfuckers are identifying yourselves in my chat and talking to one another and talking to me about your cop lives. And I'm like, do you not remember when I said all cops are bad? Shouldn't you... Wait a minute. I'm like, shouldn't you hate me for saying that and want to hurt me? And I'm like, oh no. But if you hate me for saying that and want to hurt me, but are also excited about masturbating to me, that means that I'm in danger! Oh, I'm actually just gonna go ahead and apply for the FBI. We're doomed. We're doomed. I'm doomed. I love that I'm in Canada and hopefully outside of your reach. Who knows, actually. I don't believe I'm outside of any man's reach, which is probably why I'm like so enthusiastic about my own imminent death at your hands. Because at least then I'll be free from the rest of you in a video game. We're in our own heads about our issues too, so focusing on your problems might not actually help. Oh, so sorry, focusing on our own problems might not actually help. Yeah, that's true as well. I can't really force you guys to be the center of the stream while I'm literally sitting in front of you. It's not fair. Well, that's quite the predicament for you. I'm doomed. Cool, guess we don't need to cover our webcams. FBI agent will be right there in chat. I mean, I still, like a cute little moron, put my little post-it note card over top of my camera. And I'm like, now I'm safe from anyone watching me in my house. But I'm also not doing anything in my house. I guess that's not really the point, is it? The point isn't that I'm not doing anything bad worthy of being punished for. The point is that I should be allowed to do bad things worthy of punishment in my own home. It's my own home. If I can only behave the way that you want me to behave, then it's not even my own home. Somehow you've, like, gained ownership of my space by observing me in it. Am I high? Should I be higher? Hello, chat. What language is this? J. Tristeza infinita. No, yeah, there's two I's in there. Sorry, I'm not wearing my glasses. Staroba. How do you feel about the American orange president threatening to make Canada its 51st state? I know I tell you guys to do a lot of things, like come for me. And a lot of your cocks just twitched, which is, you should talk about that in therapy. I also tell you to sub to me and follow my Instagram and subscribe to my Patreon and laugh at my jokes. I ask you to do a lot of things. But there's something else that you should do that I'm gonna ask you to do, but actually you should do it no matter who asks you to do it. And it's reach out to your local member of government. I know this sounds really, really crazy. It's to reach out to your local member of government and tell them that it's absolutely fucking imperative that the United States never set foot in Canada. This will be the next, if this happens, if the United States actually decides that they want to start taking Canadian, like even a fucking speck of Canadian land, that is, every single person on the planet needs to fight against that. It doesn't matter if you're in Canada. It doesn't matter if you're in Germany or Sweden. It doesn't matter if you're in the Netherlands. It doesn't matter if you're in South Africa or in Australia or Japan. This affects each and every one of us. The Canadian foreign minister met with European leaders this past week to talk to them about this, because part of the strategy of fascism is to overwhelm with so much bad news that you can't parse out what is bad news that we need to deal with in the next 4 years and what is bad news that we need to deal with in the next 4 weeks. If you're presented with a lot of bad news all at once, huge, overwhelming amounts of bad news all at once, it is impossible for the brain to sort out relevant and irrelevant dangers. All of the dangers become relevant all at once. And some of those dangers are irrelevant. Some of those dangers are being thrown in our faces as a smokescreen that we should not be paying attention to. But America taking, you guys, America taking Canada's natural resources, you can't let them do it You can't let them do it because it will never end. It will be another English empire. It'll be another colonization gone wild. It'll be the rise of neo-colonization. Or, like, I guess the further swelling of neo-colonization, which is already happening. Nestle doing all that horrible shit to get delicious chocolate for nobody, apparently. So, we're fucked. We need to get really angry and crazy. Maybe start lighting ourselves on fire. Or getting really mellow and really, really relaxed. And giving everybody orgasms. I can see the way forward with both of these. Maybe one then the other. To be honest, coming is probably the easiest of those, and yet it's the worst for you. V sees everything we do. Yeah, and I'm cool with it. If I say those words, I'll be out of business, ma'am. My local rep is going into the damn cabinet, and then a sad face. And if that's not enough bad news, they just make shit up. Angry but logical, but never crazy. The US government don't care about US citizens, which is awful. I'll do whatever you tell us to do. I'm on it. It needs to be as severely... It needs to be acknowledged for what it is, which is, if America invades Canada, that will be the start of World War III. In my opinion, in my humble e-girl opinion. I feel like I'm talking like Peggy Hill, where like any logical, sane thinking person would be like, no fucking duh! America and Canada have had the longest international friendship in the history of modern humanity. We don't know what other countries were doing way old out there in the past, but America and Canada, we've been best friends, loved each other so much, done so much to support one another without even thinking about what was like right for... It's just unfucking believable for your best friend to then turn on you and be like, hey, I'm taking this from you. And it's like, you're taking this from me? We've been giving you this for free for so... I mean, obviously not for free. There's trade back and forth. But we've been supporting you with everything that we have. Canada would not fight. You're damn fucking right we're not gonna fight. You're damn fucking... But then also you're damn right that we would... The thing is, I don't think Canadians are going to have to fight. I think Americans would fight on behalf of us. I feel like there'd absolutely be Americans who are like, you're not setting foot in fucking Canada. Yeah, we're like the happy twin siblings of Great Britain. Oh, poor Ritus. Poor Ritus all by himself. Here, I'll start banning people too. Happy partner anniversary. That's in English. I know that one. I spent 6 years in the Marine Corps. Oh my God, Marines fucking Marines love me, and I guess I love a Marine. You're like the 6th or 7th Marine? Just doing what I was told with no understanding of why. Well, I mean, with an intrinsic understanding of why, it's very important for us to do what we're told. In reality, it keeps us alive many times. We can't see exactly what's going to come and hit us, but there are people around us who will, and we trust them to tell us what we are supposed to do. It makes sense why you would do that, but it also makes sense why you didn't think more about why you were being told to do this and what it actually meant to keep yourself safe and in the right place. And it's wrong on so many levels when you don't think about those higher questions. It's crazy that Canadians can't work in the United States without a visa. Is it? I don't think it is. It's not, we're not like Europe, you know what I mean? They're very separate and distinct countries, absolutely. Of course you would need a visa. The reality is, if we didn't need the visas to work in each other's countries, then it would kind of be like, of course you can just invade. We're basically, you're basically all the exact same. No, we're separate and distinct countries, of course. Yeah. Our economies are separate. Our cultures are separate. Do you know how angry the Quebecois would be if you tried to make them American? We tried to make them Canadian and they didn't like that. And now they're like, oh, now we're happy to be Canadians. We're distinctly Quebecois, but... What does the Panama Canal have to do with this? Can we clone rightists? Or perhaps a second rightists? Oh, that would be bad. I disagree a lot on what the US government are doing, especially with Canada. I always thought Canada was full of nice people. What is it that they say about Canada? We're polite, but we're not actually very nice. So you can parse out exactly what that means. Really hard for US citizens to work in Canada, too. It's like there's a whole system or something. We have an established Starbucks incursion on Second Cup. Wait, what do those words mean? Okay, break time. BRB. Hello. I did it. I took a picture. I posted it on Instagram. I think it's just a miracle that I showed up at all today. That's the miracle of the day, is showing up in any capacity. And who cares if that capacity is limited? I feel like my capacity is limited today. I feel limited. Oh, my goodness gracious. Hello. Welcome to what I'm going to describe as our off day. Today is our off day. We're allowed to feel a little off today. It's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. Oh, that's what I'm feeling. It's like, whoa. I can definitely feel sequins. But you know what? Let's be grateful. I think it's important. Although this is not something that we're ever encouraged to embrace, is an off day. Like, as soon as you tell somebody I'm having an off day, they're like, oh, like, I'll make it better. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna do something to move you from a bad state to a good state. And that's good. I love that. That's literally used Corolla, exactly. It's quite literally life-saving. When you express, I'm in a bad place, I'm gonna get you into a good one. Unless you're already thriving. In which case, when you're thriving and you're like, oh, I'm having a bad day, I'm having an off day, but I'm thriving at the same time, that's great. I actually really like that. Hey, Hazer, I was talking about you earlier. I'm sorry I got so mad at you yesterday. I was mostly just mad at myself because I'm so privileged and my life is so perfect. Any good things on top of that, I guess I need to hate. And I found a reason to hate the joy that you found in cooking for your partner. Because I'm a hateful person. Not because of anything you did, because I'm a hateful person. That's all right. The universe is punishing me by giving me this really painful pimple right underneath this patch. Don't look at my patch, but also the patches containing the hurt. Ugh. The hurt. The hurt. Let it be an off day. What do we do on our off days? Well, the good thing about an off day, this is what Inside Out, the first movie, was teaching us. The best part about having an off day is that when you express it to somebody else, they're like, okay, let's fix it. That doesn't always feel good. That can kind of feel like how Ali Broche described depression in her book, Hyperbole and a Half. She said that having depression feels like your goldfish died, and every person you speak to responds saying, you lost your goldfish? I'm sure your goldfish will come back soon. Goldfish run away sometimes, but they always find their way home. I'm sure your goldfish will wake up from its nap soon. I'm sure you're gonna find your goldfish any second now. It's like, the goldfish is dead. I'm having a bad day. There's no getting back to the good day. It's not coming. So we need to acknowledge, everybody, all of us needs to acknowledge that perhaps today the goldfish is dead. Perhaps today the goldfish is indeed dead. I want you to I know this sounds so fucking crazy. Actually, here, I'll do it for you. So I want you to visualize me in a gigantic glass fish bowl, and I'm wearing a beautiful orange, sparkly, I'm dressed like a Goldine. I'm dressed as like a really sexy Goldine. And I'm Goldine, and I'm in the bowl, and you come in, and you're dressed as whoever the fuck you want to be dressed as, and you have a bunch of bows and arrows. Maybe you're Katniss Everdeen from The Hunger Games. Maybe you're Robin Hood from Tales of Old. Maybe you're Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner from The Avengers. What have you. Anyways, you're gonna come in, and you're gonna kill... Oh, you're a Charizard. Even better. You have flaming arrows, and you're dressed as a Charizard, and I'm dressed as a Goldine, and I'm in my goldfish bowl. You're gonna come in, you're gonna kill me, because it's a bad day, and your goldfish is dead. So, there you go. You're firing volleys at me, and it's a wonderful... we're on a thrust stage, or maybe we're on a stage in the round, even, and there's a big audience of people watching us, and this is like a magic act that you and I have put together. where you're dressed as a sexy Charizard magician, and I'm dressed as a sexy Goldeen magician's assistant, and I'm in my goldfish bowl. You come out, you're firing all these arrows. They're swinging, they're whizzing past me, but it's creating this huge smoke screen. Sorry, this steam scream. Steam scheme. Scream steam. Sorry, a steam screen. That's, I can't even, but could you? Do it to me. Do it to me. Say it right now. A steam screen. So you're firing all these fire shots of the bows and arrows of your Charizard, blasting me in my beautiful little water bowl. And then the steam screen, there we go, I did it. The steam screen clears. It clears. And the audience, who have been clamoring, oh no, what's happened? Can you see? I don't know. What's going on? Ouch, my foot. Don't step there. Hey, who's touching me? And then finally a hush descends over the audience. That's right, I used Corolla. And in the hush, the people are throwing money silently. And they see I'm floating in the it's me, and I'm floating in the bowl, my little head and my hair trailing down all around my face, and you see sequins falling down into the water. Oh no, she's dead. That's the act. That's it. We leave it sad. There's no resurrection. It's a bad day. We killed it. We killed the goldfish, and it's a bad day. And then this is why the distinctions between different types of art is so important. Because for me, I'm like, that art is a reflection of reality. It's presented in the beginning as escapism. You think you're going to see this beautiful choreographed trick. You think you're going to be led into dark and terrible feelings. And then, surprise, there was never any real danger. There was never any problem. It was all orchestrated just to sort of tug and shove your emotions. But no. Sometimes art is a reflection of reality, where there is no happy ending and there is no closure. And sometimes your goldfish is literally just fucking dead. Sometimes your goldfish is just dead and you're having a bad day. But what's nice is that when we're having bad days as human beings, we can use our imaginations to create this really fun, adorable idea of we're gonna put on a magic act. And I'm so obsessed, right? I think it's because I have been so enamored with Has Been Hotel. And there's a real circus theme going on with the different rings of hell, with Lucifer being the ringleader, Mammon, the leader of greed, being a clown, Beelzebub? How do you pronounce that demon's name? I haven't watched, I'm so ashamed to say, I haven't actually watched Hell of a Boss, mostly because I love to delay gratification. I know I'm going to really enjoy it, so there's no race to getting into it. Oh my god, that's a lot of $20. That's $40. Use Corolla. I'm so happy also that you're putting this into my acting fund. It makes me so excited. I'm going Beelzebub is the second pronunciation. Yeah. Beelzebub. So yeah. Beelzebub. That's the way that I've heard it too. But then when I heard Beelzebub, I was like, oh, that's cute too though. That's so cute though. I like it. Anyways, we get to imagine our bad days. We get to personify them. Not personify. We get to... What's the word that I'm looking for? What is the word for when you take emotions and then you turn those emotions into a play in your mind? Or an act? B.L. Basor. B. Arthur Bub. It's B. Arthur who does that scene, right? Please correct me if I'm wrong. With Mel Brooks in History of the World Part 1, where he's describing my current job. He goes to get unemployment, and to collect unemployment, you have to state your job. And he goes very proudly in front of, I'm pretty sure it's B. Arthur. He says, I'm a stand-up philosopher. And she says, oh, you're a bullshit artist. Did you bullshit this week? No. Did you bullshit last week? No. All right, you're gonna have to bullshit next week or we'll change your status. Oh my God, it's iconic. It's so beautiful. I love it. And then, yes, exactly. Oh my God, I love it. No, the rest of stream should just be Mel Brooks puns. In honor of those fascist idiot Nazis who need to be taken down a peg. Dramatization. Oh, thank you, Just Chill. You are correct. Taking our emotions and dramatizing them. Oh, yay. Thank you. Wow, my brain does not want to go towards that word or that, you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, you know who. What's good? What's good, you know who? Werewolf. Werewolf. Their castle. Why are you talking like that? Oh, I thought you wanted to. No, I don't want to. Suit yourself. Just so beautiful. Such a beautifully, simply written, but immediately just memorable, iconic dialogue. It's just so lovely. Oh my God, Gene Wilder. Gene Wilder. Oh, Gene Wilder. Gene makes me wilder. Werewolf. Werewolf is a guaranteed recognized cool. Wait, werewolf and werewolf, guaranteed. Easy way to recognize cool people. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Taffeta darling. Taffeta darling. My dress. It's taffeta darling. It just wrinkles so easily. Oh my God, I love Madeline Kahn. I didn't even know the reference, and I made the joke in my head a lot. That's how iconic it is, right? It's because also when you go back, oh, it's a first-time subscriber. I'm gonna sing the song. Just give me a moment. What's wonderful about watching Mel Brooks movies is that you recognize some of your favorite bits of humor in their purest, rudimentary form. Sire, you look like the piss boy. Like, you look like a pile of shit! It's so fucking funny. It's so good. You look like the piss boy. And then the extension of that, before you look like the piss boy, that sets it up so wonderfully is, it's good to be the king. It's good to be the king. It's good to be the king. Oh, it's good to be the king. And that makes that whole thing so fucking hilarious. I don't like your cuffs. I don't like your cuffs. A man's cuffs should never extend beyond his pee-pee. Yours hang all the way down to your balls. Count the money! Count the money! It's so funny. It literally makes tears spring to my eyes because every part of my body is lubricated for the experience of taking in the hilarity of that. Sire, the peasants are revolting. You said it, they stink on ice. When I was younger, I had the insane privilege of being a part of a production of Les Miserables. Oh, the extraordinary story of Les Miserables. This is not a French accent. French people don't talk like this. Like modern day French people don't talk with that accent. I'm doing Lumière from Beauty and the Beast. I was so excited to be in this production of Les Mis. I raced home and I proudly exclaimed to my mother, Mom, I'm scum! We are so poor we don't even have a language. Just this shitty accent. Ding. She fucking dings her mole. Cloris Leachman. Cloris Leachman. Cloris Leachman. Cloris Leachman, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen. It's phenomenal. Mel Brooks is the foundation of everything that I understand about comedy. Yeah. Yeah, Dashing's been here the whole time, actually. He's just working at the same time. Dashing's outie is here being a moderator, and Dashing's innie is currently working, and he is genuinely trying to reintegrate himself. Like a fool. Like a fool. Have you been drinking those tiny capsules of what looks like semen? Have you been taking all those mysterious pills? No, you haven't. You cannot reintegrate. You cannot reintegrate. You're not ready. You're not in the physiological state of drinking small capsules of truly what looks exactly like semen. It was so funny. Who was it? Was it Zachary? Who was it in chat who was like, oh, it's the fucking fermented banana mango juice from Avatar. And the reality is, I feel like Ben Stiller does he have kids with his wife? He must, right? And if he does, I feel like they're probably around our age, my age, or maybe much younger, or just a little bit younger even. And so I'm like, his kids probably loved Avatar. And if his kids loved Avatar, he loved Avatar. And I guarantee you, like, he's drinking that fermented mango banana juice that Aang needed to drink so that he could unlock all of his chakras. Because how much do you want to bet that reintegration follows the, like, chakra openings? Do you know what I mean? Like, the first chakra opening was when he had that, like, vision the first time he was reintegrated. And now we're, like, the second chakra's opening, and he has kids and they're like in their mid-20s instead of in their mid-30s. Yeah, so those kids would have been so hardcore into Avatar. Yeah, 22 and 19. Oh yeah, so yeah. Actually, maybe they're too young for Avatar. Maybe it's not mango banana juice. Maybe Ben Stiller just likes Avatar: The Last Airbender, or maybe it's Dan Erickson. What about the other co-creator of the show? I love the idea that they're like, let's put an Avatar reference in here that's like the most blink and you miss it you would have to know. I think they're the right age for Avatar. Thank fuck. I feel like everyone's the right age for Avatar, to be honest. It's a perfect TV show. Oh, okay. So the poet and I finished watching Frieren, Beyond Journey's End. Perfect anime. I can't believe how high quality that anime is. Thank you for the happy partner anniversary message. I can't believe how well made that anime is. I didn't even know that first seasons could be that high quality. That has like season 3 or even 4 quality level animation. I can't remember the last time that I saw an anime in its first season without any visible animation shortcuts, which, to be perfectly honest, I grew up watching Naruto. I'm very attuned to animation shortcuts. There is 0 gratuitous flashbacks. They do not reuse animation almost ever. Very rarely. And if they go into a flashback, they're animating a new perspective of it. It's not like they go into a flashback and automatically your body and your brain and your mind recognize, I remember watching this scene. I remember the first time we watched this scene when it happened in episode 2. I remember the first time it was presented in episode 2. I remember when they remembered it in episode 4. And now we're in episode 13 remembering it. I remember. No, it's different. Like, we remember seeing Fern cast Zoltrak the first time when she didn't even know what she was casting, which is so amazing. And then you see in, like, the last part of the Chunin exam, oh my god, so funny. The poet didn't watch Naruto, so, like, they start doing the exam to become first-class mages, and I'm like, it's the Chunin exam! Oh my god, it's the Chunin exam! Yeah, I love the Chunin exam arc. It's so fun, so cool, so great. It's amazing. I love it so much. And now they're doing that, and they're remembering the first time Fern cast that spell. But now the perspective is like really close up and below her because we're getting closer to who she is as a character and closer to our own understanding of where that fits into the arc of her story. Did Chainsaw Man use any animation shortcuts? Oh my god, Chainsaw Man might be the next anime that I watch with the poet after we watch Kill la Kill again. I watched Kill la Kill like probably about 10 years ago when I was like in my mid-20s. And now we're rewatching it because if you guys haven't seen Kill la Kill, you should start watching it right now. The first words in the anime talk about Hitler's rise to power as the Chancellor of Germany, I believe. That's like the first thing that is said in Kill la Kill because Kill la Kill is powerfully anti-fascist. I didn't clock that the first time I watched it in my 20s. because I was very overwhelmed with the overwhelming sexuality of the story. But I love that this story, Kill La Kill, which is incredibly sexy and hysterically funny, is in the exact same way that Mel Brooks is, powerfully anti-fascist, anti-Nazi, totalitarian, what's the word that I'm looking for? Dictators. There we are, yes. Very anti-dictator. Very anti-fascist. Yeah. I mean, you look at all of the students in their crisp uniforms and yeah, they're not like Nazis. They're definitely doing more of the like the Japanese version of fascism, which yeah, absolutely. But it looks a little German too. Oh yeah, let's do Chainsaw Man. Have you been here just the whole time? Oh no, wait, you've been in meetings. Oh, thank God. But yay, I knew there was a reason I didn't watch Chainsaw Man. I knew it. I knew it. Do you want to answer Dashing's question, which is, have you watched any Dragon Ball? No, I'll announce myself. It's so hot. Oh, I'm so excited for more anime. I'm very excited for Kill La Kill. It's just that one, like, condensed season. It's just that. What's that? I don't know what that is. Jazzed for that, but then also really excited for Chainsaw Man, because I've just heard such amazing things about it. So many people's favorites. Okay, the poet has watched Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and 2/3 of Super, but has not watched Daimo. Is that, how do you feel about that answer, Dashing? Can we keep him? Can we keep him? Can he stay? Excellent. We'll all ruminate on your acceptability and your, yeah. Nods and approval, just that one. That one really slow when it zooms in. Yeah, just that one. Nice. That's a good nod. Which 2/3 of Super? Imagine it was the last 2/3. The middle. Oh, okay. So, wait, you just didn't watch the beginning and then you didn't watch the end. Ooh, is this because you were watching it with your previous significant other and you came in? I want to be so smart. I want to figure things out. I usually stop myself from saying these types of things out loud though, but not today, I guess. The middle is when I think the recap of Dragon Ball Z starts. That checks out. He's good. I mean, yeah. I can't decide these things for myself, so I'm glad that you guys are figuring it out. He definitely did the first 2/3. Okay, thank God, like a normal person. I've read half of Dragon Ball and I saw all of Z, but I never got into anything else. It was very difficult because Sailor Moon was right there. It's just, like, I liked watching Dragon Ball Z. I actually did. When I was a little kid growing up, we'd do the, like, early morning, and it's so fun and so nice, and you're all alone, and the house is so quiet. It's just you going on this, like, fantastical journey with these people who are nothing like you, but, like, you would love to be more like them. But then Sailor Moon was right there, and I loved Sailor Moon so much. Do you fuck with Naruto? I love Naruto so much. So I was just like saying how I got so excited when we were watching Frieren, because I was like, it's the Chunin exam. Oh my God, it's like the Chunin exam from Naruto. And I so badly, oh my God. The beginning of Naruto is so wonderful. Zabuza in his fight with Kakashi is just so wonderful, but I'm gonna say some really you know what? I don't need to qualify it as being sacrilegious. Also, sacrilegious isn't a word. That's from Homer Simpson's portmanteau of sacrilegious and delicious put together. Pardon me. I think Naruto deserves the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood treatment. where we deserve Naruto again, but good. We deserve Naruto again, but with like some tweaks to the female story arcs, and some, like, and they wouldn't even actually have to be huge fucking tweaks. I don't need entire storylines to be completely rewritten to shoehorn in women. I just need the logical progression of this woman kicking ass to come to fruition. It doesn't make sense that these women are so incredibly fucking powerful, have dedicated their lives so hard to this art of wizardry and, you know, vaguely ninja kind of stuff, for the men just to be able to pull out a trump card and be like, no, you're not gonna. No, it's illogical. It's not good storytelling. I can't fuck with Boruto because all their kids are dressed like prostitutes. I can't handle it. I'm just like, I as a teenager and as a young woman also dressed like a prostitute, and adults were right to be uncomfortable around me. And now I as an adult have the privilege of dressing like a prostitute and judging children for dressing like me. I watched Sailor Moon too, but they were airing Sailor Moon before they started airing Dragon Ball Z here. V, I think you would love Perfect Blue. The subject matter is harsh, but the story is great. Oh, why are you telling me this? I want to be happy in my life. There's some nasty culture wars going on in the anime community. I had to distance myself. Every step we take could be in shit if we're not careful. I agree. Maybe in a few years, once Boruto is done. Blech. No offense to Boruto. I'm a Naruto girl. I want Sasuke. I want Sakura. I want Kakashi. I want my nine-tailed fox demon, okay? I don't give a fuck about these idiots' kids and how they fucked them up. I'm already worried enough about fucking up my own kids. I don't want to know how Naruto fucked up his. Boruto sucks. I watched 100 episodes of it, never found it interesting. Apparently, like 200 episodes in, people started saying that it got good. I'm not swimming through that fucking shit. That's wild. That's wild. I feel like the people who say it gets good 200 episodes in are exemplifications of the sunk cost fallacy. It's just like, I've heard this one, and it's called the sunk cost fallacy. You guys forgot about more Dragon Ball Zs. There's more Zs to be dragoned. Do you like the original Naruto more than Shippuden? I watched almost all of the original Naruto, and then I got pretty far into Shippuden. I think I got to, these aren't spoilers, this has been out for so long. I got to Kakashi's death in Shippuden, and I was like, no, I'm not watching any more of this, I don't want this. And then obviously he doesn't stay dead, thank God for that, so. They're just gaslighting themselves into thinking it's good, is what I think. It's what you have to do to survive sometimes. Sometimes to survive, you have to admit that, like, maybe this was worth it. Maybe all this pain and suffering was worth it. And then you become delusional and you're like, it's worth it. I'm enjoying this. I'm having the time of my life. Even though that's not actually the truth or based in any reality. Oh, sleazy one. Did you see my Instagram picture? I feel like this outfit works better in an Instagram picture than on stream, but whatever. My brother was a hardcore Naruto fan and even he couldn't like Boruto. I love Naruto. I love Rock Lee. My favorite character in a world full of magic is a person who can't use magic, because they show how powerless every other person who has access to literal fucking magic truly is. It makes me so happy. Rock Lee as a character makes me so happy. And when I was a little kid and I like came to school and I was like, I'm watching this anime, it's so cool. There's this character called Rock Lee. All of my girlfriends in elementary school are like, are you talking about broccoli? Are you literally talking about broccoli? Like broccoli, like green thing that your parents steam and serve you on a plate. Broccoli. You're talking about broccoli. And I was like, no, Rock Lee. Rock. R-O-C-K space L-E. And they're just like, you're saying broccoli. You're talking about broccoli. We're not listening to you. This is what I was sort of reeling with this morning. Yesterday, I felt so magical. I felt so powerful. And the truth is, I was very powerful and magical yesterday. I was wearing a really crazy... Oh, Envy. What's up, babe? I was just thinking about you. I felt very, like, powerful and magical yesterday. And that's true. That's great. Yesterday was true. Yesterday was real. It actually really happened. I was sexy and powerful yesterday. I barely speak today. The difficulty with that is having magic shows you, number one, how powerless you really actually truly are. No matter how sexy and powerful I am, I can't actually do anything with that. You know what I mean? Can't actually like use this magic to make the world a better place, because we can't use magic to bring people back from the dead. We can't use magic to save people from dying. Magic, literally the thing that is so profoundly powerful, it has its own word to describe the supernatural ability that it has, cannot escape the most inevitable things like death, or in a more basic form, actual powerlessness. Like watching Frieren, she's slayed the most demons, she's cleared the most dungeons, and yet the love of her life is dead and she'll never get him back, and there's nothing she can do about it. She literally has all the magic in the world. Number one, Fern, it could still kill her. Amazing, loved that. And number two, she doesn't actually have any power to do what she truly loves and wants in her life, which is to be with the love of her life. Oh my God, I'm gonna make myself cry. I just saw the Instagram pic. I like the leather dress too. So good, right? That was, yeah, absolutely. That's why that stayed. That got its own highlight reel on the Instagram page. But hidden behind those pictures of my dog, you know? Rock Lee's moment was so amazing in Naruto. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, Ritus. The only reason, there's exactly one reason why I want the poet to watch Naruto, and it's for Rock Lee's fight against Gaara in the Chunin exam. It's just that. It's only that. That's it. We can watch every episode of Naruto up until that episode, and then if we never watched another episode of Naruto ever again, that's totally fine, because I feel like Rock Lee versus Gaara in the Chunin exam was peak. That was a literal exquisite peak of art and storytelling, and then what's so sad is that it was so foundational that so many other things have expanded on it and grown from it and taken it and created more with it, that like I wonder if it actually I wonder if like nostalgia is making me see it for its like most like beautiful components, and if it is actually that impressive, if it is in context in 2025 that impressive anymore, or if it's just like, okay, pretty standard shit. Does that have to do with the weights or something? It does exactly, it does have to do with the weights. The weight reveal. He takes the weights off. That's like the whole part of the battle, is that he takes the weights off, and then you get to see how much he was holding himself back. And it's like with the mana restriction. It's so wonderful. It's so iconic. And the music, I really think it's like the music too. Like, it's not just the visual of him taking the weights off and being like, okay, let's be serious about this. It's the music. It's everybody else's reactions too. Because there are good characters. Ino, my girl fucking Ino. There's so many good characters in this story. What's Gaara's sister's name? Starts with a T. There's so many wonderful female characters. And even just watching these women move through the world. Tamari, of course. I loved her weapon, was a fan. I loved it. I thought it was so cool when she shows the 3 stars. Oh my God, iconic. So cool. Tamari. Oh, those fights were so wonderful, so amazing. I loved it. And then I liked how Frieren subverted that, how they gave us a Chunin exam in many, many different, like, it's like following it quite closely, I would say, in its experience. And then at the very end, where you think like, okay, here we go. We're gonna have the most impressive test of all. We're gonna have one-on-one battles between each other. Like, let's go, let's fucking do it. And I guess they did show us that in the dungeon. They did give us that, which sort of set us up to be like, oh my God, so like what's the third test going to be? And then the third test of the Chunin exam in Frieren is exactly what it was, which was even better and more intense in a very opposite way. in the same way that I was like saying earlier, where it's like, oh, the world's so crazy. Do I set myself on fire, or do I dedicate myself to giving as many people orgasms as possible? And it's like, well, both these things are intense and extreme in their own way, and the world has room for both of them, and it's wonderful to get one when you're expecting the other, and it's terrifying to find one when you're expecting the other. That's what good storytelling is. Speaking of storytelling, and then hello, storyteller. Oh God, you're like, what did I just walk in on? And I'm like, just my ruminations. Just my casual ruminations. Such good storylines. I love Gara. I love Gara so much. I love Gara so fucking much. I could cry. I could cry because that character feels so precious to me. I think as somebody who grew up without feeling an innate sense of safety and discovered that love and safety is the most important, and then at the same time, kind of one of the most like devastating experiences of life. I love Gara so much. I love Gara so much. Gara and Naruto's fight when they bring their demons out. Sorry for the spoilers. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. It's like how Kendrick says in, is that Man in the Garden? It might be, where he sings about everyone is just yourself. Right after the pain arc, Gar's character gets even better. And see, that's the thing, that I'm like, the pain arc is the Great Ninja War, right? And I couldn't move through the Great Ninja War. It was too great. It was too great. I'm too weak against war. I can't do war. I'm scared. I'm weak against war. I'm a fairy type Pokemon, so I mean metal. You know I can't do metal type. The pain arc is right before the Great Ninja War. Oh, and yeah? I'm getting them all, I'm sort of like meshing them together in my mind then. Shonen animes tend to have those great fights and good story arcs when well done. Dashing, I love you so much, but this is such a Peggy Hill comment. In my opinion, shonen arcs tend to have those great fights and good story arcs when done well, and it's like, Dashing, my love? Yes, absolutely correct. And when it's not done well, it's also bad. I absolutely think a hat is in order, and maybe a balloon. We're talking about Junji Ito? Guys, I can't fuck with balloon heads. I can't fuck with balloon heads. I love Junji Ito. Oh, Tilden, did you read the Amigara Fault? I want to read it. I'm gonna read it. Oh, you need hats and balloons for the partnerversary. I don't. I wish I was excited about those things, but you know I ain't. You know I ain't. You know it's not in me. If only it were. Maybe one day it will be. I feel like there's other things I want to get in me first, rather than that stuff. No, I started and then I realized I wanted to sleep and feel at ease in the world. No, I started and then I realized I was pretty attached to my sense of safety, like existing inside of myself. So I stopped reading. This absolutely it's so good. It's so good. It's so scary. It's so good and it's so scary. Did you guys ever read? There was this webcomic, and it was about, I hated it. It was about a person walking home at night and then discovering that somebody was following them, and they had it coded into the web page that once you scrolled to a certain point, the web page would start scrolling automatically for you and you couldn't stop it. And so the story would start playing, and this demon in the comic was like getting closer and closer to you, and it was so fucking scary, and I absolutely fucking hated it, and I loved it so much. And even thinking about it, I'm like, I could piss myself right now just from thinking about it. It's so scary. It's real scary. Oh, do all of those things, actually. Yeah, Ritus is correct, yeah. I'm already wearing my funny pants. I thought you guys weren't wearing pants. That's why I'm not. So I could match you. No, your username is Clownground, and you said high thighs, and I fucking hate all of that. That's 2 out of 2 strikes, and you can go fuck your own mother, you idiot. Get away from me. I don't want to hear about you taking your clothes off, you guys. I know it could be funny and pertinent to the conversation, but I don't care for it. Yeah, you guys are supposed to be naked. Who gave you permission to wear clothes like people? You idiots. I was part of the special Discord channel, but I never got a response from the goddess, and why is that? Do you really think that you're worthy of communicating with me? Because I don't. And that's just the way you like it. And that's just the way you like it. Yeah, there's this thing that happens where you guys want attention. And what's difficult is that literally every man on the planet is like, I would love attention from a woman. But the truth is, women are giving you attention in many ways, and you're ungrateful for it. Like, I'm so happy that you joined a special Discord channel and that you thought that for some reason joining a Discord channel would give you fruition of your dream, that I'm going to interact with you in a way that makes you feel good. I need you to dispel this notion that I am here to do anything for you individually. Anything that you want from me, you have to do for yourself. I can't do anything for you. You are going to have to do it yourself. If you want me to pay attention to you, you can't just expect me to pay attention to you. You can't just sit quietly in a Discord channel expecting me to notice you. If you want me to pay attention to you, you need to do something worthy of me noticing you. And oh my God, imagine being a Twitch streamer here on stream. Imagine. I wonder what you could possibly do. Naked and Afraid Twitch Chat Edition. Every day, baby. I guess I'll have to put them back on and then put all the things back on. I am a human. Not to me, you're not. I am not worthy. To me, you aren't. That's right. I just wanted to serve, but there was nothing to serve. See, this is so funny. You're literally so stupid, you're not even listening to me. So you want to serve me as your goddess? Okay. Well, if only there was some sort of way, like by commenting in Twitch chat or gifting subs, donating to the donation bar that's literally on screen. Maybe you could, I mean, even just silently enjoy the Patreon. No, you can't do any of those things. Ban him. Get him out of here. You sicken me. Oh no, you had your opportunity. I can't imagine being so fucking stupid that you're like, wow, I want to worship this female Twitch streamer like a goddess, and you're gonna force me to explain, maybe try gifting a sub or two? Maybe start there. I have no desire or use for idiots. I would rather have intelligent people able to support themselves and thrive, and then use the abundance of their own life to shower me with gifts and adoration. So many of you figure it out so easily, and the bar is raised by these men around you. I'm not being unreasonable. I'm being kind of cruel, absolutely, because I can, and it turns me on to do so. But I'm not actually being unreasonable by saying it's annoying for people to try to scramble for my attention while they purposefully ignore the perfectly manicured avenues that I've given you to earn my attention in a way that makes me feel comfortable, supported, and adored. And why would you ignore that? Because you're a selfish, worthless moron who thinks that this is all about you. No. This is all about this selfish, worthless moron. It's about me. It can be your turn on your stream, but for me right now, it's about me. That's exactly right, Ritus. I mean, I get hundreds of messages every single day with people offering me money. I want to buy you this. I want to give you this. I'll give you all these things. And then the truth is, you could just gift me a bunch of subs on stream, or you could just donate a fuck ton of money to my PayPal, or you could just clear my wish list. That's just 3 off the top of my head. You could buy the highest ranking Patreon tier that I have. The reality is I've gone out of my way, put energy and concerted effort into creating avenues for you to adore and worship me. And if you can't figure out how to do that, that sounds like a you problem. I love when you use blunt weapons of sass destruction on them like that. Rightus, I love you so much, yes. Do it, bitch, you'll get noticed then. It's like that obvious. The reality is a lot of these people want to be noticed and adored for doing less than nothing. And only I am allowed to be noticed and adored for doing less than nothing. Hello. In a way, you're wishing for everyone's success. In a way, I'm not giving you any option but be successful in your own life. I'm not going to engage with you unless you can find how to be successful in your own life. That is the minimum requirement for every adult on this planet. It's very difficult. We turn into adults when we are 18 years old. Now we're adults. Our brains reach a level of hopefully stable development when we're about 25. And then we get 10 years with a perfect body and a perfect brain. If we are incredibly lucky and privileged. Because the reality is there are huge swaths of people who are not born with the privilege of having a perfectly functioning body or a perfectly functioning brain to develop into a stable brain in their mid-20s. Tons of disadvantages all over the place. But that's why we see these people with these huge disadvantages accomplishing the most basic and necessary elements of human life. And that's why the people who have privilege floundering in their own fucking incompetence do not deserve our sympathy. Absolutely not. Nope. Happy stream anniversary. Oh yeah, and yeah, it's my partner anniversary. I love that episode of Bob's Burgers where they go camping. I wish there was more camping episodes of Bob's Burgers. Exactly, Envy. Ugh. It's time for our last break. Okay. There's like this episode of Bob's Burgers where they go camping. And then they're also doing a sort of like takedown of modern society because Louise and Jean and Tina get a pamphlet from a sort of like off the grid couple who are like living in the woods together full time about why we should reject society. And Louise is there and she's reading this like pamphlet. It says, beware societies that drape you in meaningless achievements and titles. What is the exact wordage that she uses? It's so intense and hilarious coming from Louise that it actually creates such an emotional response. I'm like, oh, I'm afraid to remember this because I'm afraid that once I remember this is going to be the only thing I can think about. I'm going to go tear down fucking the established bodies of government brick by brick. Yep, and there it is. Yeah. Okay, last break. BRB. Gonna take a picture of my butt, gonna post it on Instagram, and you're gonna love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, I did it. I posted my butt on the internet, as I do, like, every day I can. And we all in our small own ways do the best we can. And the best I can do is my butt. It's what the Lord gave me with both hands, and it's what I give back to you with both hands. I posted a really funny picture of my butt today. I found the right, sometimes you don't always find the right stickers, but today I found the right stickers to post on my butt. You should go check out the stickers I posted on my butt today. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. I'm very excited to be done stream today, because tomorrow is Thursday, and Thursday is therapy day. And you know I fuck with therapy day. Oh, it's perfect. I really found the right stickers to really complement the shape of the structure of the art. I love it. Therapy day with the reward of severance night. Exactly. It feels so good. The poet got... Oh no, the poet's not caught up on severance. He fell asleep last night. You guys, you know how I have this terrible habit of always pouring much too much money into the bedding and the beds of the people that I date. It's like every guy I date is just like, I'm sleeping on like 3 cinder blocks and a bear trap that my ex left me with. And I'm like, let me just fix the things in your life that I can. Therapy after days off stream will hit right then fresh. No. So this is the thing that I've noticed. It's never chat's fault. It has never, ever been chat's fault. If chat is being rude or, hey, it's a Queen Murphy bed. I love that you're telling everyone in chat that you sleep on a Murphy bed, my dear. The mattress is just old. Can I buy you a new mattress for a really early birthday present? My Sagittarius sweetie. You get to get your mind together in therapy and then have your mind scattered all over the place with severance. You know what's great is my favorite part of therapy is talking about severance and talking about how pertinent severance is to the healing process, whether you're severed or not. Because the truth is, V lost her mother when her mom was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's and dementia. Like, real life V lost her mother when that happened. But InvaderVie doesn't have a mother. InvaderVie is just a character that I play when I'm on stream. Just like how Audi Mark lost his wife Gemma, but Innie Mark, he never had a wife in the first place. He didn't have anything to lose. And part of streaming for a long time was that I wouldn't talk about what was going on with my mom. I didn't want to talk about it. I had mentioned it once on stream, and I got really awful vitriolic DMs. And in my mind, I then equated, well, my vulnerability is opening myself up to danger from strangers, so I'm never going to be vulnerable on stream again. It's not really possible. And trying to commit yourself to something impossible is a great way of ignoring all of your actual possibilities. So being vulnerable on stream is totally fine. If I get nasty DMs from people saying your mother's early onset Alzheimer's and dementia is because you're a dirty whore, because you're a nasty, greedy, selfish bitch, and you're being punished, I can just dismiss that as fucking nonsense. That's not real. That's not how the world works. Good God in heaven, that's not how the world works. Especially not with me. I'm not that lucky to have, karma portioned out so perfectly by the cosmos. What the fuck language is this? Okay, this is one of those cold people languages where it's ice and snow. I can spot an ice and snow language a mile away now. Yes, exactly. This is. What language do they speak in Greenland? Iceland? So many umlauts, so Nordic. I'm so excited for tomorrow night. Are we gonna rewatch? I would love to do what we did before, exactly how we did it, which was rewatching the episode. Oh, hey Tilden. Do you want to join the Discord and watch Severance with us tomorrow? That's normal and fun. Ooh, Finnish? Finnish. You know what's great about Finland is that nobody actually lives there, apparently. It's some sort of, dead internet in real life where nobody lives in Finland. It's just ice. It's crazy. Okay, we'll meet at 8. And at about like 8:10, we'll watch episode 5 of Severance. And then at around 9:05, 9:10, we will start episode 6 of Severance. No, it's not finished. There's still 7 minutes left. Oh, North, you are my friend. There it is. I knew friendship was in there somewhere. Severance is a good show. Soccer Kevin. So, one of the best presents I've ever received in my entire life was a bouquet of purple tulips that I got from a boy in high school who had a big crush on me. And the only thing I really remember about this boy is, number one, he had the sweetest, kindest face. He just had such a kind face. It's like I'm completely bowled over by nice faces, truly. He had the sweetest, kindest face. He was also really short and super duper ripped, which is like very sexy. And his email was hockey soccer. I thought it was so funny. So your username, Soccer Kevin. Or Kevin Soccer. Where is it? Oh my god, he's gone. You guys, stop talking. There it is, Soccer Kevin. There you are, right underneath Dashing and right above Mr. Juicy. Oh my god. Thank you. With a username like the Mr. Juicy, the expectations are very high for the interactions. Oh, I'll be there. Oh, awesome sauce. Talk about great men. Parasocially, of course. It translated to Happy Partner Anniversary. Perfect. Where the people are getting this partner anniversary from. It's like when you open chat, it's like you can click the button and it just says it automatically. It's like when you have the button for like, thank you for the gifted sub. Yeah. Yes. So, what was I talking about? Severance? Oh, and talking about Severance with my therapist. So, I definitely used coming and being InvaderVie, which was much easier. It was a lot easier to lie to you guys in chat about where my mother is and what it was like to go through losing her, because you don't get to like watch me walk from my desk to the bathroom, and you don't get to absorb the subconscious information that watching somebody do that mundane activity would give you, which is I have a bone to pick with Severance. I think there is one possibility. I think there is a possibility, and I think that Severance made a decision, which was good for the plot. But you can't help but wonder, we were talking about if you went on vacation and your pet died and somebody bought an identical looking pet to yours, you would immediately. I can't tomorrow, but I will in a future week. Do you have a date tomorrow? Oh no, wait, or are you going to do punches and kicks? I don't know what your life is like. Next week will be great then. You would know automatically. You would automatically know that that's not your pet. And so Helly and Helena in Severance, part of me is horrified that they couldn't tell that it wasn't her right away. Mostly because we have all the contextual experience of a person who has been deceived in that way before. Fuck, I hadn't thought of that. But the innies don't. The innies are only about as old as teenagers kind of are, intellectually and emotionally. I think they were saying during some of the talking head moments in the after episode. And when you're that young, you don't actually have the sensitivity to notice body language shifts in your peers. That's why it's so easy to get into fights with your friends when you're a teenager, because you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And it's like your friend has been like a fucking lighthouse on a rocky shore, been putting out this signal of distress, but we're so goddamn, like, in our own goddamn heads. North, are you trying to unpack his username? Oh my god. If there's one thing that I know about this man, it's that I know nothing about him. So yeah, ask as much as you want to. Very inside out too. Very inside out too. I got envy. I got so angry at somebody. I feel like very recently. And yet time is a flat circle and I can't escape from it. So I'm like, was that recently or was that 9 months ago? Or was that 10 years ago? Got so angry at somebody who was like, Inside Out was okay. Or like Inside Out was like, I didn't like connect with it. And then I got really angry at them and I like tore into them for an inappropriate amount of time, because sometimes I just want to let my anger out. And I'd much rather let my anger out on the faceless, nameless people who brave my toxic chat room than accidentally let it out on myself or the people who I care about who are around me. Yes, Samuel Tilden was my great-great-great-grandfather. How old are you? I feel like you need more greats, less greats. 1876! Wait, the last episode I get was only the person noticing that it's the wrong person. Right, I think you're an episode behind because there's a whole, if I say, did you see the melon? Yes or no, did you see a melon? Oh, Dylan is amazing. I love Severance, especially Dylan. What does that say about me? That you have great taste in men. That you have excellent taste in men. Zach Cherry is amazing. He's a phenomenal actor and so funny. No, North. He's lying to you, my dear. He's not. Oh my god, you tricked North. That's rude. You're rude. Don't trick North. Yeah, I saw the melon. Then we're all caught up. We all watched that together. We're all good. We're all caught up together. The first Inside Out was amazing. The second one was good, but I felt not quite as good. Am I missing something? The second one, I actually liked the second Inside Out better than the first one because if you are raised in a severely abusive household, you don't get the natural progression of healthy emotions like Riley does in Inside. I loved Inside Out 1, but I didn't feel connected to Riley because I was born with anxiety. I didn't get an opportunity. From the minute I was born, the expectation of every single person in the room with me was that I was supposed to get on their level, which is so deeply ingrained in me, it makes me feel angry when people don't try to get on my level, because I'm like, can't you see that I am like really doing my best to be the best version of myself, and you're fighting me on this, which is sort of invalidating my entire existence. I would much rather we just all get along, please. Like, on a molecular level, can we please just all get along? So I really liked the second Inside Out because being able to see anxiety at the controls, I was like, oh, well, that's how I spent the last 3 decades of my life. Yikes. Yikes on bikes. Okay, I'm getting out of here. Goodbye, everyone. I'll see you guys on Friday for a wonderful cosplay. I'm probably going to be a cow, which is great. Cows are amazing and sexy and fun. And I love a cow. And you love a cow. And we're all going to be cows together. Yay, let's raid Johnny. I am not going to listen in because I get the distinct feeling that this man fucking hates me because I have a weird crush on him. I'll see you guys tomorrow in Discord for Severance.